Tina, and in this recording, we'll talk about career planning. Well, in the class, during the discussion, we mainly talk about the career planning during the college life. And indeed, I do think that career planning for a college student is a very important process. And so we'll mainly first start this audio from the pros and cons of career planning for a college student. I believe that for many students, before they enter the university, they have already done a basic career planning, since they have to choose a general career path and then choose their major. And during the college study, they can have a clearer picture of this major and its related career. So if a college student continues to do the career planning during his college life, then he or she will have a very specific career goal to fulfill. At the same time, he or she can have a more purposeful and scientific study method. For example, if an English major student wants to be an English teacher in the future, so what she or he has to do during the college is to fulfill his or her courses and maybe gain some teacher certificate during the college life. So he or she can make the best use of the knowledge that they gained during the college. So under this circumstance, the career planning can be very meaningful and useful. But I think that this assumption is a very ideal one, since there are many other situations that a student may face. Just like that, maybe this English major student doesn't want to be an English teacher. Maybe he wants to be a math teacher, or he wants to be a journalist, something like that. So what happens then? So I think that career planning is only very useful only if the student is studying a major that is related to his or her ideal or dream career. And if not, then the career planning can be very dangerous and harmful for a student's college life. We can simply assume that an English major student wants to be a journalist, then maybe he or she will tend to study some knowledge in the journalism field on his or her own and tend to not pay enough attention during his or her current English courses. However, I think that it is very hard for a student to study a brand new field only depend on themselves, and also to ignore the current courses one is learning, to waste the very good teaching sources and the very good environment of learning a subject is a waste of time and a waste of sources. So I think if this happens, then the career planning is a very negative one. So from my perspective, the point of career planning is not on the outcome, but on the process. Since I believe career planning provides a very good opportunity for one to better discover and realize oneself. Because I think the whole process of career planning is to decide which kind of jobs that is suitable for us. That is, what are we suitable for? Which environment we are suitable to work in, and which type of people we are willing to deal with, and what degree of salaries we are willing to accept, and so on. So it's all about what are we willing and what are we suitable for. During this process, we can identify with our major traits, our strengths and weaknesses, and identify with our major desires, and so on. And here I want to take my own experience as a case in point. During my college life, although that I'm only in the third year of my college, but from the first 2 years, I did a lot of career planning exercises. I remember that during the first year here in Macau as an English major student, I only wanted to be an English teacher and maybe a college teacher. So all I think about is that I just studied till I was 30, maybe, to get a PhD degree and find a university in my hometown and be a teacher. However, during my second year in my college, I find that I was very reluctant and feel very tedious while doing some essays assignments, because every time I worked on an essay, I would not only feel very sleepy and reluctant to do it, but I also got a feeling of very pointlessness, because I think this is not the type of life I want to live. This is not the work or career I'm willing to take for the rest of my life. So that's the time I changed my career planning path. And that was also the time I was attending to an advertisement course, and I really got very interested in that course. So I started to think that maybe I can work in an advertisement field in the future. So that was the time that I altered my career planning path very much, and consider which paths I'm more suitable for and which paths would be more interesting. Since I am really enjoy doing sports, so I also I also planned to be a policeman or a PE teacher in the future. And also since my dad is a policeman himself, so that's a very serious plan of mine during that time. And also since I really enjoy being in a car and driving cars, so I also plan to be a taxi driver someday. And sometimes after watching some very interesting action film, like Impossible Mission by Tom Cruise, or some action movie acted by Jason Statham, I would dream of being a bodyguard. And since I learned some martial arts when I was very young, and I really enjoy doing that. So during my first 2 years in college, I altered my career planning path a lot, basing on my hobbies and strength, and also some admirations images. And until today, I still do the career planning exercise sometimes. And for now, I seldom really seriously consider whether this career can really be feasible for me or not, but only take this experience as a form of taking notes and to see the changes of my recent thoughts and beliefs recently. So I think after a 4-year career planning exercise, I think it would be a very interesting thing and meaningful thing to view my ideological and mental transformation or changes during my full-time college experience. And I believe this could be a very strong point and meaning of doing the career planning. And also, I think we can maybe not to limit the career planning only to college students or to high school students. Maybe we can take it as a lifelong job, since from a very young age we already started the career planning exercise, when we were very young, and the kindergarten teacher would ask us what we want to be in the future. And we can see that as time passes by, our emotions and our dreams kept altering and changing. And so I think this is a very interesting transform of our mental realization and mental status. So I think that even if someone already has a job, maybe in his or her 30s or 50s, he or she can still have the career planning exercise, because we can simply take it as a very healthy and meaningful way of exploring and realizing ourselves. And after tracing some changes or realization of oneself, we can do some self-improvement or self-evaluation, which I think it is a very important point of living itself. So to sum up, I think career planning can be both useful and harmful to a college student. And I think the right way to use career planning is to only take it as a self-exploring experience. So I think the career planning can be taken as an opportunity to realize and improve oneself. It can be used for a lifelong time, and so it doesn't limit to any age groups. So this is my main sharing of the topic in career planning, and that's all. Thank you.
Bye bye.